Of course, if I emphasize migration and economics so much in the previous chapter, we should expect to see it play out here. And we definitely do. And so those places that are seeing growth are also seeing growth in jobs. That's what draws people there. If there ain't no jobs there, no one's going to move there. And so what's happening is we're starting to see some particular patterns of where we're seeing growth and where we're seeing decline. And so we can see that as far as the data on the left-hand side, which shows percentage changes, or we can look to the right and see the bar graph. It shows more visually the places that are growing. And so if those bars are to the right of the name, that means they're growing. If the bars are to the left of the name, that means they're declining. So you're seeing South Bend, Mishawaka, Kokomo, Michigan City, LaPorte, Terre Haute, and Muncie, all seeing declines in employment, but subsequently also seeing declines in population. We're not seeing large numbers of people moving to those places. Why would they want to move there? Instead, you're going to see, if anything, you're going to see out-migration. Places that are growing, for sure, Indianapolis and Carmel, and more recently they've lumped into Anderson. Used to be just Indianapolis, then it was Indianapolis-Carmel. Now they're referring to the metropolitan area as Indianapolis, Carmel, Anderson. But what that's doing is it's hiding the fact that Anderson itself is actually seeing a decline, a significant decline since 2000. But since they're lumped in with Indianapolis and Carmel, that's not really shown here. But for the most part, what we see is we see a pattern here. Like I've mentioned before, in the same places that are growing are either where we're going to find suburban areas, metropolitan Indianapolis, or where we're going to find college towns, major colleges, major universities. Places with decline are where we're seeing loss of manufacturing. So in particular, in the northern part of the state is where you're particularly seeing that. In an area called the I-69 cluster, because the Interstate 69 north from Indianapolis to Detroit comes right through here. So we look at percent change map, total population from 2010 to 2020. What this is going to do is this is now going to include natural growth. So where we had growth from migration included beforehand, this is also going to include natural growth from birth rates, death rates, and all that good stuff. So areas on the decline in this I-69 cluster include Marion, Anderson, Muncie, Logansport, Wabash, Kokomo. They're part of Grant, Wabash, Madison, Delaware, and Blackford counties. And so this particular area here, what's going on? Overwhelmingly, we can just say the decline of manufacturing. So in particular, we could say the decline of automotive manufacturing. And so what's happened is in Detroit, the big three, Chevy, Ford, and Dodge, haven't had some good 10, 15 years. So subsequently, because these are a lot of counties and cities that supply a lot of manufacturing parts and stuff that are used in those Detroit automobiles, because of that, they're actually now seeing declines. So these are a lot of abandoned factories, and so this is the Rust Belt of Indiana. We can definitely see that clearly in terms of looking at outmigration, but also looking at the percentage change in population and looking at declining areas. And so in total, of about a third of the counties in Indiana are on the decline. But now if we look at 2010 to 2050, what's happening is we have more counties that are declining. Now we have 49 counties that will be declining over the course of that 40-year period. But at the same time, we've got more counties that are going to be increasing. And so this is going to be tied to a lot of things that are going to happen with you guys, young people. Where are you going to move to? Where are you going to want to live? And so there's theories that you guys are wanting to live more in inner city areas and downtowns. And so we're seeing some of those more urban counties, in particular Marion County, seeing an increase, being all of a sudden blue, as it's becoming now a more attractive place to live, especially there, Broad Ripple, and the downtown Indianapolis area and surrounding neighborhoods. Also, our college towns are going to grow, continue to grow. We're going to see that. But also, you're going to see also places that are growing because of birth rate characteristics. And so higher birth rates than death rates. So all of this, we see kind of a polarization. So going forward, we're going to see more counties that are going to be growing, but also more counties that are going to be declining, and fewer of those in between.